Okay, so I have too much stuff on my phone and I ran out of space and had to delete some things. Anyway, about Joe Biden. Um, so that crime bill put a ton more police on the street that were over policing predominantly minority areas, which led to disparities in sentencing. And it was just an awful bill. Joe Biden has voted for 23 military interventions. 23. And his speech supporting the war in Iraq is awful, even by like Hillary Clinton standards. It's basically just like praises Bush endlessly. Just awful. He authored a bill that made death penalty made it so the death penalty was applied 40% more. He even bragged about how his crime bill would kill more people. He joked about it. I can't remember the exact quote, but he talked about like, under my bill, you can be killed for jaywalking or something like that. He's voted for every horrible trade agreement, WTO, NAFTA, CAFTA, normal permanent trade relations with China, just every bad trade bill. He was for TPP. The Osama bin Laden raid, the one good thing that the Obama administration did, well, not the one good thing, but yeah, he was the guy who was against that. He was part of the Obama administration, and guess what? The Obama administration has some pretty bad aspects to it. Record deportations, worldwide surveillance program, record prosecution of journalists, drone warfare, assassination lists, killing U.S. citizens on foreign soil. All these things were Obama policy that he's going to have to answer for because he was vice president. He was anti-gay until 2012, which is slightly better than Clinton. But he voted for the Defense of Marriage Act. He voted to deregulate Wall Street, which led to the crash. And then he voted to bail out the banks rather than homeowners, which is interesting. He seems to be against pretty much every progressive priority that the base wants, like a Green New Deal, Medicare for all, free college. Basically, what every Democrat now supports, that I would like to remind people is Bernie Sanders' platform. Bernie Sanders' platform is basically now what every other Democrat is copying. Yeah, Biden doesn't support any of that as far as I know. He's even like critiqued Sanders, saying, I don't think it's the billionaires that are screwing the country. I gotta disagree with him on that. They pretty much are. With our campaign finance laws, Sheldon Adelson alone has contributed like $400 billion to get Republicans elected. I mean, yeah, the billionaires are screwing the country. That's just a fact. It's not to say all of them are, but yeah, some billionaires are screwing the country. The Koch brothers. That, and he's an incrementalist. He's somebody who doesn't like radical change. And what we need right now is radical change. I could make a whole other video on why we need radical change. And he's an incrementalist. That, and he thinks Mitch McConnell is a good guy who can be worked with. Hell no. Mitch McConnell is a guy you need to, I don't mean this literally, you need to run over with a truck and then back the truck back over and then run over him again. Mitch McConnell is the worst man in politics. He is a ruthless snake. He cannot be trusted. And the fact that Joe Biden would say that scares the hell out of me. And Joe Biden campaigned for, I think it was Fred Upton, a Republican whose seat was pretty close in 2018. Why the hell would you do that? That just makes no sense. Why would you help a Republican during a wave Democratic year? That makes no sense. None at all. That, and it sounds like he's pledging to do 1 4-year term, which will just make him a lame duck, and Republicans will stop everything that he does because they can wait him out, and the Supreme Court justices can wait him out. I mean, it's a horrible campaign idea. And he's also thinking about choosing a running mate this early. I'll give you a little bit of political history here. There have been 2 candidates that have chosen their vice president before the primary was over. The first was Ronald Reagan in 1976. Chose a guy named Schweikert, I'm pretty sure about that. And he lost. Ted Cruz chose Carly Fiorina in 2016. He lost. Why? Because it was a desperate act. People saw it was a desperate act. And it was to shore up their perceived weaknesses. And when you choose to shore up your perceived weaknesses, all it does is draw attention to them. It's a horrible idea. And if it's Stacey Abrams, who it was rumored to be, she kind of shot it down. That's Joe Biden saying, basically, hey guys, my weaknesses are I'm old, and my record with African Americans actually isn't that good. Oh, and I realize I'm a white guy in a party that's changing racially, and we need more women in power. He's just highlighting all the problems with his candidacy. It makes no sense. Anyway, somebody with that type of political acumen, no. Trump is going to do way better in 2020 than people realize, because elections are about bases. It's just who gets their base out more. There are very few persuadable people. That, and most presidents get reelected. Every president has gotten reelected since 1992. And the number of presidents that have lost re-election when unemployment is this low, you want to know how many have lost re-election when unemployment is this low? 0. Not 1. And Trump's approval rating now is getting to the point where he could actually, he's actually doing pretty good. He's at 45%. I think Obama was at 48%, and he won in 2012 pretty handily. So that's just food for thought.